Gas up the Jeep, it's good to be free. Load up the pans and fishing poles. The highway is long, the wheels turning round. Pack up the cook stove and the bowls. Arlo and I, we hit the open road. Arlo and I are on the road.
Hey everybody, so Arlo and I are out and about again today. We're up in northern Arizona, and we thought that we would collect, I don't know, maybe some piñon pine branches and some juniper branches, and I was going to make some pine needle soda or pine needle pop. It's a real simple process. Really, all you need is sugar and water and pine needles, and let the natural yeast on the needles do its trick, and it'll ferment and make a lightly fermented fizzy sort of pine flavored drink. Now I've made smreka, which is a juniper berry drink, which you don't put any sugar in. It's just the juniper berries and water, and it made a nice finely spritzy drink. This one obviously is going to be more like a soda. It's going to have some sugar in it. I'm going to collect just a few branches of a couple different kinds and do a little experiment and see what the difference in flavor is from, you know, piñon pine pop to juniper branch juniper berry pop. So let's see. These, I think, will be perfect. Look at those nice juniper berries on there. That's going to be beautiful. So I'm going to collect a few of those, and then right over here is a piñon pine tree. So I'm going to collect a few branches of this, and we'll take these home and we'll see what we can make. Brought my clippers today, make this easy. Alright, so there is a branch of juniper and juniper berries, and then now I'm going to collect some piñon. Yeah. Let's take a small amount, just like that. There he is. What are you doing? What have you been? Where you been? Look what we got. We got some piñon pine branches and some juniper. That's gonna be perfect. I might grab a little bit of ponderosa pine to see, just for an experiment. I'm gonna do a bottle of each flavor and see how they turn out. Alright, and now we're going to collect some ponderosa pine. Ooh, here it is right here. We're going to get a small branch from that, and then we'll have what we're looking for. Alright, here we go. A couple of those. That's all we need. So now we have a branch from ponderosa pine, some piñon pine, and we have some juniper with some juniper berries on it. So take these all back home, and we're going to make some pine needle soda. Alright, I'm back in the kitchen with all of my pine branches that I collected up north. I'm actually down in the valley. I'm down in my desert kitchen today, and we're going to make our pine needle soda. Some pine needles have a real citrusy flavor, and as a matter of fact, they do contain quite a bit of vitamin C, so this can be you know, a very healthful drink. But it's super simple. All we need are 3 ingredients. We need our pine needles, we need some water. This is filtered water. We don't want to use tap water because it contains chlorine, and it will kill the yeast that's actually naturally occurring on our pine needles, and that's what's going to ferment and give us that fizz. And then for sweetness and to feed the yeast, we have some honey. So really all we need are the pine needles, water, and honey. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start filling each of the jars with some of the different pine needles. So I think the first one I'm going to do is, I brought my clippers. I'm going to do some of this Piñon pine. I'm going to put that in the first jar. I'm going to use not just the needles, but I'm going to actually use some of the little parts of the branch, because that adds some flavor too. So I'm going to add some of that. I'm going to cut them into some small enough pieces that I can fit it in the jar. I'm actually going to put some of these little branches in there as well. Okay, so there's the first one. That is our Piñon pine. Put this aside. Now the next one I'm going to do is I'm going to do this juniper branch, and it has the juniper sort of leaves, needles on there, and then this one actually has juniper berries on it, so it's going to have a real sort of gin type flavor to it. So I'm going to do my next bottle with these juniper. So like that. Cut them into smaller pieces so I can fit them into the jar. I don't know if you can see behind me, I have lots of canning equipment and sugar and jars. My daughter and I are working on making orange marmalades today. So I have the kitchen is all filled with canning jars and canning equipment. So, so this one, there we go. I think that looks pretty nice. That looks really pretty with the berries in there. Let's see. Yeah, put another little piece right in there, just like that. Okay, I'll put this one aside as well. And then for our third jar, I'm going to use this is ponderosa pine needles. Now I know ponderosa for sure can be dangerous to consume if you're pregnant. And as a matter of fact, I don't think that I would consume any of these pine needle drinks or recipes if you're pregnant. So that's something to think about, really important. It has been known, I know especially ponderosa pine, but I know that some of the other pine needles can cause a miscarriage. So beware of these types of things if you're pregnant. So. Actually cut that one a little bit shorter so we can get some more in there. Now I know a lot of recipes that call for just the needles by themselves with not the sticks, the stems. You don't have to put the stem in there. That's going to add a lot more resinous kind of flavor to it, so that's up to you. You can just do the pine needles by themselves. Which I'm going to put most of these. I'm going to put just straight up pine needles for this ponderosa pine. Okay, so now I'm just going to clean up the rest of my mess here, and then we'll finish up with our recipe. Okay, these look really beautiful already. I have these kind of, I don't know, they're sort of lavender colored jars. I don't know, they're some sort of special jars, but whatever, it's what I had. But anyway, they look really pretty in here. They're quart sized jars. This is the ponderosa pine, the Piñon pine, and the juniper. So all we need to do now is add some honey. Now the honey is of course going to add some sweetness. This is a soda. This is going to be a sparkling kind of fermented drink. So we're going to add a couple of tablespoons or so, of honey to each of the jars. And you can add, as much honey or as little honey as you want, but you need to have some sort of sugar in order to feed the yeasts that are actually occurring naturally on the pine needles themselves, and that's what's going to create the fermentation. So for each of these jars, I'm going to squeeze a couple of tablespoons of honey. And then for that, we're going to add our water. And as I mentioned before, you need to make sure you use bottled water or filtered water. You don't want to use water directly out of your tap, because that water has chlorine and it'll kill the yeast that is on the pine, and you won't have any fermentation at all. So I'm going to fill up these. Ooh. Okay, a little more. Okay, finish these off. Need to give it a little space for the fermentation. I don't want to fill it all the way to the top. Now this is going to get, like I said, it's going to ferment, so there's going to be some gas build up in here, so you need to be careful of that. You need to be conscious of that. So let's see, I'll put these lids on. And then we're going to let these sit in sort of a, not a cold spot, but not a hot spot. You don't want to put it directly in your window where it's going to be in the direct sun, but in a place that has a little bit of warmth to it, and that'll help the fermentation process get started. And then I'm just going to kind of gently agitate these a little bit to start the dissolve that honey that's in there. You can see it on the bottom there. So I'm just going to slowly agitate all of these jars to get all that honey dissolved into the water. Now you can add, like I said, white sugar, you can add maple syrup, definitely honey, any sweetener that you prefer. I suppose agave syrup would work as well. Okay, there we have our 3 types of conifer soda pop. I have my, what is this, ponderosa pine, juniper berry, and piñon pine pop. I'm going to set these in the corner of the kitchen over on the counter over there, and it should take 3 to 5 days for this to finish up. I've seen it take a little bit longer sometimes, and can take a little bit less depending on the temperature of your kitchen. Just be very careful, because if you leave it too long, these can really ferment quite a bit, and depending on how much sugar you put in there, they could be under quite a bit under pressure. So when you open them up, they could explode. So be very careful of that. I would check it within the first 3 days. Pop it open and see how it's going. You might need to release a little bit of gas that way to see how it's going. But they should be pretty good. I would open them outside just in case. But I will see you in about 4 or 5 days, and then we'll try them out. All right, we're back. It actually has been 7 days since we put our pine needles into our water. I was going to take them out at 3 or 5 days, but time got away from me, and now we're at about a week, so we're at 7 days since these have been in. So hopefully these will have a little bit of fermentation, a little bit of carbonation, which is what we're looking for, a nice fizzy pine flavored drink, pine soda. Now as I look at them, it looks like the juniper jar has the most kind of carbonation kind of going on in there, but they all have a little bit going on. the one I'm most excited about is the Piñon Pine, because I really like the flavor of the Piñon Pine. But we have three different pine sodas to try here. I have the Piñon Pine, I have the juniper with the juniper berries, and this is ponderosa pine needles. So actually, as I press down on the lids of these jars, they seem really tight, so I think there's been quite a bit of fermentation going on here, which is the main reason why I'm opening these outside today. Now I have a glass of ice, I have some lemon. Lemon goes really well with this, and then we're going to crack these open and see what happens. So I'm going to slowly pop one of these open. I'm going to start with the Piñon Pine because that's the one I'm most excited about. Let's see what this does. A little bit of a pop, nothing crazy. Oh, and I can instantly smell that beautiful smell of pine. Oh, and it smells not only like pine, but it smells like citrus, which it really does have that really flavor of lemoniness to it. But it smells so good. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to try this one first. That does have a little bit of spritziness to it. Wow, that's really nice. It has, of course, the sweetness from the honey, which is why this is a pine soda as opposed to just like a fermented pine water. Because we put a good amount of sugar in there, so we knew that we were going to have quite a bit of residual sugar to leave this nice and sweet. But that Piñon Pine is so good. Oh, the Piñon Pine gets a thumbs up for me. It's not overly like pine flavor. It's got this really nice, kind of deep, soft pine flavor to it, which is why I was looking forward to this one. I really enjoy the flavor of Piñon Pine. Oh, that was good. So I'm gonna set that one over here. The glass, so I remember. I think the next one I'm going to try is this juniper berry, the juniper berry, juniper branch with the berries on it. Let's see how this one goes. Wow. This one definitely has a lot more carbonation to it. And that makes sense because those juniper berries have so much of that natural yeast on there. And if you were to take those juniper berries and just put them in water and let them ferment, that's a delicious drink in itself. That's called smreka, and that's a traditional beverage that is super delicious. And I do have a video on that if you want to scroll back and find that. I did last year. But okay, so I have another glass with ice, and we'll try this. This one definitely has a stronger aroma and definitely looks like a lot more fizz to it and a darker color. So we'll set this one over here. Okay, let's try this one. Wow, that one is delicious as well. Wow, I am surprised. I thought this one was going to be really overpowering, you know, like that juniper gin kind of flavor, which I do love gin, but this is really good. I don't know. I may try the Piñon again. There's something about that Piñon that's so good, but both of these are really delicious. There's something about that Piñon though. Last but not least, the ponderosa pine soda. Let's try that one. That one, it doesn't smell as strong of pine. I thought it would be a lot stronger in aroma. It doesn't really seem to have a lot of carbonation to it, but let's see. Let's try this one. Yeah, it does. There's, I don't know if you can see that, but it is lightly spritzy. Let's try this one. Ooh. That one definitely has the strongest, most kind of almost like cleaning product kind of with a no, not that bad, but it has that strong kind of pine sol kind of flavor to it, and aroma. Yeah, that one is really strong. Like I said, it has sort of kind of a cleaning product kind of flavor to it. But you know, the more I drink it, no, I don't think so. Actually, I was going to say the more I drink it, the better it gets. But it's not bad, but it's nowhere near as soft and subtle and delicious as some of these other ones. This juniper. That one has a real fruity, and obviously it does have the berries on there, but it has like a fruity, junipery, that pine juniper fruitiness to it though as well with the berries on there. I would highly recommend that one. And this one, the Piñon pine. That one has a deep, I say deep, but it's kind of a subtle flavor, but it's got this deep kind of woody kind of a flavor, kind of like a barrel, you know, like that you would put, you know, that you would age a wine in. It has that nice, that light pine flavor and aroma, but it also has this sort of woodiness to it. Now I did add more of the branches in this one, but I think in general, I think this this Piñon pine kind of has that sort of woodiness to it. Oh, really good. Man, that one, this one's still definitely my favorite. This one's a close second with the juniper, and then the ponderosa pine. I don't know, I wouldn't do the ponderosa pine again. I would definitely try a different variety of pine for just the pine needle, for the pine needle sodas. What I didn't do yet is try these with a little squeeze of lemon, so I'm gonna do that in all of them. Yeah, I'll try it in this one as well. Okay. And we'll see what a difference that makes. The Piñon pine. The lemon is super nice with that. It definitely kind of takes over a little bit, so you're sharing the flavors of the pine and the lemon together, which is not a bad thing. It actually tastes really delicious, kind of like when you put a lemon in your iced tea. You kind of have those blended flavors of the lemon and the tea together. Same with this, it really kind of blends together. So if you're looking for more of that stronger pine flavor, I would skip the lemon, but if you like that sort of roundness and brightness that lemon adds to drinks, this is another delicious way to have it. Actually tastes really good. Let's try it with the let's juniper. I like the lemon with the juniper better than I like it with the Piñon pine. That's a nice combination. Maybe that goes back to my love of gin and tonics. Maybe I should be putting lime in here, but this one's really delicious with the lemon in there. Really good. I would highly recommend that one as well. The juniper soda with the lemon. And I like the Piñon pine, I think, by itself. And then this is the, once again, the ponderosa pine, which I'm not really that fond of, but in that case, the lemon does help this one quite a bit. It helps carry, you know, that kind of medicinal flavor that you get from this one. I would definitely try a different type of pine for that one. But I would definitely do this again. I would definitely do this again with the Piñon pine, and I would definitely do this again with the juniper. And super simple, super fun little project, and super tasty and refreshing. This would be really great on a nice summer day. Of course, it's February right now, so it's nice and cool out, but this would be really refreshing on a nice cool day, and it's high in vitamin C, so another bonus reason to try it out. Anyway, I'm glad you followed along on this little experiment. Thank you so much. If you like this video, please like. Please
Yes,
subscribe. It always helps us a lot.
it's
And we will see
fun
you next
to
time.
be
All
free.
right.
Load up the pans and fishing poles. Arlo and I, we hit the open road. Arlo and I,